If you're heading to Tokyo, Japan, one of the questions that you probably want to get answered before you land is how do you get from the airport to the city? And that's fair enough. After all, there are many options such as the Keisei Skyliner, Narita Express, the Limousine bus, etc, etc. And I'm here to help you answer that question by outlining and also comparing the pros and cons of each of these options to help you decide on the best option for you. Subscribe for more content like this, and without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start by first addressing the fact that there are actually two international airports in Tokyo, and that's Haneda and Narita. Narita is about 80 kilometers from downtown Tokyo, whereas Haneda is much closer at 25 kilometers. That being said, Narita commonly tends to be where most visitors land, as that is where most of the low-cost carriers go to. And so let's first start by giving you a lowdown of all the different transport options available from this airport. Let's start with the two high-speed train options, which is the Keisei Skyliner and the Narita Express. The Keisei Skyliner is a high-speed limited express train operated by the privately owned Keisei Corporation that gets you from Narita Airport to Ueno Station in downtown Tokyo in 41 minutes or less, making it technically the fastest rail option from Narita Airport to downtown Tokyo. And I'll get to why technically in a little bit. Whereas Narita Express is the high-speed train option that's operated by JR East and will take you from Narita Airport to major downtown Tokyo destinations such as Tokyo, Shibuya, and Shinjuku in 50 to 60 minutes. Option 3 would be to take the local trains, and they are usually quite popular with budget travelers as the fare prices for these options are half to even a third when compared to Narita Express and the Keisei Skyliner. However, this option will take you an hour and a half to get to downtown Tokyo. Aside from the trains, you've also got the option to take airport limousine buses, which will take you from Narita to various downtown Tokyo destinations that include major train stations and also major hotels. The trip will take you about 90 minutes or so depending on traffic. But if you're traveling with kids, elderly folk, handicapable people, or just generally lots of luggage, booking a private transfer may be the way to go. You will basically be booking out a vehicle that will take you from the airport right to your accommodation. But the price for this particular option would be the most expensive out of all the options we've talked about so far. And it would in fact be pretty comparable to the last option we have on this list, which would be to just catch a cab. Now that I have outlined all the options, let's talk about the pros and cons and which is the best option for you. If you are looking for the cheapest option, then the local trains would be the way to go for you. Though I would only recommend you do this if you're traveling light, as the local trains do not have any space for your luggage storage and also can be pretty crowded depending on when you're traveling. And also, if you are taking this option, make sure you research your route well ahead of time, which includes where to get off and which platforms to be on, especially if you're new to the Japan train system, so you don't get lost. There are 3 local lines available, and that includes the JR Sobu line, Keisei Access Express, and the Rapid Limited Express. Each will take you about 90 minutes to get to downtown Tokyo. You also do not need to pre-book your tickets, simply use your digital or physical Japan IC card to pay for the trip. Hey guys, Editing Steve here. If you are wondering what a Japan IC card is, I have previously done a video outlining not just what a Japan IC card is, but also all your different options. I'm going to put the link here somewhere and also in my description box so that you can go check it out. If you, however, are looking for the fastest option to get from Narita Airport to downtown Tokyo, your best bets would be Narita Express or the Keisei Skyliner. But which one should you take? Here are some points to consider. 1. If you already have a JR pass, note that you can ride the Narita Express at no additional cost. 2. Consider where your accommodation or final destination in downtown Tokyo is. The Keisei Skyliner terminates at the Keisei Ueno Station after passing Nippori, and so that's perfect if you're staying on the eastern side of Tokyo. But if you're staying at places that are closer to Shinjuku, Shibuya, or Tokyo, or any one of the destinations on this list, then Narita Express is the better option for you. You'll be able to purchase either option one level down from the Narita Airport arrivals. But if you are traveling at peak periods, such as, for example, the cherry blossom season, I would recommend pre-booking your ticket ahead of time. I've placed the relevant booking links in my description box. But if the idea of lugging your luggage bags from platform to platform and then from the station to your accommodation is giving you migraines, and you would really just prefer for your transport to drop you straight from the airport to the doorstep of your accommodation, airport limousine buses could be the way to go for you. As you can see here, apart from major stations such as Shibuya and Shinjuku, you can actually check if the bus stops right at your hotel as well to save you that walking time, as you can see here. In fact, as the bus tickets cost around $5 or less US dollars, you may wish to take the hotels that are on this list into consideration when booking your accommodation. But if you're traveling with babies, elderly folk, handicappable people, or just generally in a large group of people, you may want to consider a private airport transfer, as the vehicle commonly fits up to 5 people with space for luggage. The prices are fixed and you can actually find out how much it's going to cost you and book it ahead of your trip. And I also love using Klook because it gives me 3 provider options so I can compare and get the best pricing. Which is super convenient as someone will literally meet you at the airport arrivals and take you straight to your accommodation. But what about Haneda Airport, I hear you say? Well, there are 4 options to consider here. Let's start with the train options, for there are 2. The Tokyo Monorail and the Keikyu Airport line. You can use your Japan IC card, be it physical or digital, to ride either of these trains. But which one should you take? If you've already purchased a JR Pass, then note that you can use it to ride the Tokyo Monorail, whereas you cannot use it to ride the Keikyu Airport line. 2, you want to consider where your final destination is. Take the Tokyo Monorail if you plan to head to Tokyo Station or somewhere along the JR Yamanote line, as the Tokyo Monorail arrives at Hamamasucho Station in 13 minutes from Haneda Airport. At which point you can transfer directly to the JR Yamanote line that will take you to places such as Shinjuku and Shibuya. But if your final destination is places like Shinagawa, Asakusa, or Yokohama, take the Keikyu Airport line instead. Much like Narita, if you are looking for a door-to-door option, limousine buses are the way to go. I highly recommend looking at the bus route ahead of time to determine the best point for you to get off if it's not already stopping at your hotel. You can also pre-book your limousine bus tickets ahead of time. I've placed the link in my description box as always. Private car transfers are also an option for Haneda Airport. Again, this is a great option if you're traveling with kids, elderly folk, or handicappable people, or just generally in a large group. You can look up and lock in the price prior to your trip, as you can see here, which makes it a much better option than the last option, which would be to just catch a cab from Haneda to your point of accommodation. Hey guys, Editing Steve here, jumping back in real quick to rectify that little error that I made. If you are landing at Haneda Airport, catching a cab might not be such a bad idea, as the average cost of the cab, depending on where you're going to, will cost around 45 to 84 US dollars. Do note though that the private airport transfers will still have more luggage space and can fit more people, so that might still be an option you want to consider depending on your situation. I do hope you found value in this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good things that you know is going to make the YouTube algorithm gods happy, but much more importantly, it will just make my day as a content creator. Of course, working out how to get from the airport to your accommodation in Tokyo is only one of the many things you want to think about before your trip to Tokyo. And that's exactly why I've previously done a first timer's guide to Tokyo, Japan video, which you may wish to check out, as it contains everything I learned whilst researching for my trip and also the lessons that I learned whilst I was there. I'm gonna link that video at the end of this video so that you can go ahead and check that out next. And if you got to this point of the video, thank you so much for watching. It means absolutely everything. As always, I hope that you have a fantastic day ahead, or that you've already had a good day. I will see you very soon in the next video. Ciao!
Filmmakers take their ideas and in real time watch their imagination come alive.
It is just a wrap on animation.
This is really the place where you can fight.
The team here has just been fantastic.
Every person we brought in to Torchlight is a creator.
When we all come together, we create a whole other level of energy.
We're all just very excited for what's